My hometown has an autonomous, sexy shop. There is a light on the entrance. Green means there is nobody inside and you can enter. Red means someone is inside making a purchase. You enter showing some sort of document in the entrance. I don't really remember honestly, but something that would be able to guarantee your age basically. Inside there are a bunch of vending machines with all sorts of products. You select what you want. The machine drops it for you and you leave. Guaranteed privacy, no awkwardness with employees or other customers, as much time as you want to buy without feeling judged, and also quite cost-effective for whoever owns the place. The only problem is that they place it on a pretty busy street, so you can't really go if it's not very late at night, otherwise you will be seen by pretty much anyone. Lol.
Greater than you can't really go if it's not very late at night, otherwise you will be seen by pretty much anyone. Lol. Just make sure to shout, I hope they have those specialty condoms here. The ones at the pharmacy are never big enough, as you enter.
Personally, every time my ex-wife and I went to the sex shop, the attendants were absolute godsends. They walked us around, explained how to use stuff in different ways, suggested products in various price ranges based on our comfort level, and made sure to raid the system and apply every discount they possibly could. If I want self-checkout, I'll just buy my shit online, since I clearly already know what I am doing. Otherwise, I like to be in a store with the person explaining things to me since I don't know better myself. Coincidentally, that is also why I pretty much never set foot in a Best Buy. Literally nothing in there I can't just order myself, and I really don't need employee assistance to make my purchase.
Yeah, I was super nervous my first time buying something in a sex shop, and the attendant there made me feel really calm, not gross at all, and I would have stood there nervously staring at the dildo wall for a lot longer without her guidance.
Agree 100%. Walk in, don't talk to fucking nobody. Grab your vibrating 5000 penis sucker 3000 with built-in jackhammer abilities and VR-compatible titties. And you're good to go.
Reasonably specific.
Nah, I worked in one. Most people have no idea what they want, need. If you let them go without any guidance, most people would hurt themselves, their partners, or just unwittingly orchestrate terrible sexual experiences. Nobody who works in one cares about your kink. They've seen it all and then some. If you're really that embarrassed, shop online.
Excuse me, sir, how big is your asshole? Can you do 3 fingers without tears? Maybe you should try the Thunderdong 500 and not jump straight onto the Thunderdong 2000.
If you're not mature enough to buy a suction cup mounted soda can with dong with realistic veining, are you mature enough to own a suction cup mounted soda can with dong with realistic veining?
I believe this quote is often misattributed to John Locke, but it was originally stated by the Bishop George Berkeley.
What's the point? We all know what you're in there for.
I don't know what you're talking about, I just go there to get cigarettes.
Are you kidding me? Heck no. Every sex shop I've been to has the most helpful clerks. They tell how to clean and store things. If you're new to something, they can recommend stuff that isn't scary.
It's like most gyms are full of a combination of people that just want to be left alone so they can get their workout in, and people that are outgoing, friendly, and helpful, that can give you advice, a spot, or just be a new friend. But a lot of people are scared to start going to the gym because they are scared of being judged. It is the same thing, I assume, at a sex shop. People fear being judged, not realizing that they are likely to encounter either a helpful person or someone just punching a clock and waiting.
The people worried about embarrassment aren't the people who go to sex shops in the first place. They order the stuff online.
I'm inclined to agree with this. With the ubiquity of online shopping, and various good online sex shops, the people going to brick-and-mortar sex shops want to be there. I would have thought that the overlap between people too embarrassed to check out with a cashier but uninhibited enough to go to a sex shop is probably quite small.
Sex toy vending machines exist in some parts of the world. I think I remember some in Japan with Onikups Tengus.
I remember seeing one in all that had 3 rows of edibles and 1 row of sex toys.
Probably not. In an age when you can order things online and have them shipped to you in discreet packaging, people who are willing to be seen walking into a sex shop are probably the people who don't give a fuck what others think.
Or the people who actually want to engage with the clerk for advice and such.
They would also have a lot more theft. Are you shoplifting in your pants or are you just happy to see me?
Maybe a try before you buy model, too. Maybe someone giving samples.
Recently bought condoms at CVS for the first time in a decade because my wife is temporarily off birth control. Still felt those same nerves about buying them that I used to in high school. Walked into the store full of irrational fear about having to stand in the checkout line with a box of condoms and have the cashier ring them up. Totally forgot about the self-checkout that CVS had installed recently. It was a great experience, 10 out of 10 would recommend.
Except my CVS keeps them locked up, so I end up having to ask one of the employees to help me. Not really a big deal, they are just condoms, but I could see people turning around and walking out once they find out they can't just grab them off the shelf and scan it themselves.
This shower thought is brought to you by adamandeve.com. Use code covert-pirate for 10% off and free shipping on your first order.
I remember being too young to know what porn was, but I'd look at Adam and Eve trying to find the slightest hint of a nipple.
Self-checkout so that you can self-serve.
My GF runs a sex shop. It's actually nice to be able to ask about the products, and all the staff is really knowledgeable. I think an unstaffed sex shop would be weird.
I have full-blown conversations about the products when I go there lol. Sex shop purchases are expensive, so I'd like to speak to an associate about the product first. Also, y'all out here hiding that you enjoy sex? Who cares? Buy that dildo that's gonna hit the spot that he can't.
And I have learned much about the sex toy market from going into sex shops.
Why? Clerks at a sex shop are just as demented as the people who shop there. There is no shame in a sex shop, only when you walk out cheeky smiley face.
I just don't see why porn has to be played on the screen behind the counter. It's like they want you a little off guard. Most folks buy their butt stuff on the line.
Way too much theft. Sex toys are expensive.
If you're willing to go into a sex shop, embarrassment is not an issue.
Mine would probably get more business if it had more variety in products. You walk into it and it's 85% products for women, or men who like the same toys, 5% men, 10% vape products. Literally only 3 shelves for men, the rest of the store is every dildo and female sex toy imaginable.
How many people would enter? 4011.
I mean, it's one dildo, Michael. How much could it cost? $10?
This is why God made mail order. Yeah, even better if they let you take the products for a test drive thinking face.
Would they? I think couples going into sex shops for the fun of it is a big part of their appeal. I assume so, anyway, given how damn expensive everything is in there.
When I turned 18, I went to the local sex shop to buy a vibrator. I was young, dumb as well as it being 1998, so I wrote a check. Turns out the lady working there was a great aunt of mine. I was mortified, because I was young, and stammered something, a gift for a friend that was getting married. Now that I'm grown, I am embarrassed that I was so embarrassed.